OCO. Today's video is going to be about the lovely Mildred Loving, who's a Virginia Indian. We're going to find out which tribe she's from in a minute. Now, what made this Virginia Indian, Mildred Loving, popular was because of who she was loving. A lot of our indigenous American women mated with and married pale Eurasian men, bleached out their bloodlines. A perfect example of that would be Eartha Kitt, who's Ani Yamweya, aka original Cherokee. Look at her daughter, you see what I'm talking about. Look at her grandchildren, you'll see what we're talking about. A lot of this shit was happening and going on. Excuse my language. Got a little emotional right there. Now let's find out who was Mildred Loving. Mildred Loving, who was of African American, and Native American descent, became a reluctant activist in the civil rights movement of the 1960s when she and her white husband, pale Eurasian, Richard Loving, successfully challenged Virginia's ban on interracial marriage. In marrying, the couple violated Virginia's Racial Integrity Act. You guys could look that up. The Virginia's Racial Integrity Act. After they were ordered to leave the state, Mildred wrote to the then Attorney General Robert Kennedy, who suggested she contact the American Civil Liberties Union. Now let's go deeper into her story. Let's go deeper. Mildred Loving's grandson reveals she didn't identify and hated being portrayed as Black American because there's no such thing as a Black American. That's not specific. She knows her lineage. Now, let's see what her grandson says. However, Mark Loving, who was raised by his grandmother, claims that there is no evidence of her having Black ancestry, but rather that she had Native American roots. NBC reports Mark's explanation of his grandmother's identity. This is what Mark says. I know during those times there were only two colors, white and blacks, said Loving. But she was Native American. Both of her parents were Native American. Mark says his grandmother always identified as Rappahannock Indians. Rappahannock. This is her lineage. This is her cultural identity. Okay? That's important. You know where I'm going to go from here. All my loyal Patreons, you already know. As soon as you hear Virginia and Rappahannock, you know I'm going to go here. The Virginia Vital Statistics. Let's see what they say. The Virginia Vital Statistics Bureau classed all non-reservation Indians as Negro, and it failed to see why an explanation should be made for, guess who? The Rappahannocks. You see that? She always identified as Rappahannock Indians. You see? And hated being portrayed as Black Americans because they know this is not a culture. Black or African American is not a culture. It's not a nation of people. It's not an ethnicity. And for the record, I would like to say that we have people out here saying that, oh, I'm not Black, I'm not African American, I'm not Hispanic, etc. Usually those people are individuals who actually know their cultural heritage. They always associate themselves with a specific original American people based on their lineage. You know, they have a cultural identity. And Miss Mildred's cultural identity is Rappahannock, Virginia Indians. All right? Just want to share this with you guys. See you guys next time.